Now then, people, it's Joe, all Leeds TV, and for all that South American contingent, hola. So, basically, I'm just doing a quick video, quick check-in. We've got a busy week ahead. We've got the Capital One Cup tomorrow. We've got Bolton at home. You've got your All Leeds TV Dream Team end of week 2 as well. So I'll be doing a video on that hopefully before the game on Tuesday night. Probably do my analysis on the Wednesday or post-match thoughts, and then the weekend will be upon us, and before you know it, it'll be Rotherham. Hopefully looking to do some sort of vlog that day, like a full match day experience or something like that. But yeah, the reason I've jumped on now basically is just to say thank you. We've gained a lot of subscribers lately. We seem to be getting a lot more views. Big shout out to the people from Argentina, Chile, the Newell's Old Boys fans. You know, we're over the moon with that, you know, with the interest we've had at All Leeds TV from you guys. So it's just to say thank you. And like I say, we're getting a hell of a lot of views at the minute, so if you can make sure you hit subscribe as well, that'd be great for us at the channel. Just means we can you know, give you some more content. So really, I just wanted to touch on a few things, and then what I'm also going to do is just respond to some of the comments. As I say, we had a lot of comments over the weekend, you know, on my video anyway. We had a lot of comments. Oh, looks like there's just been a goal in the under-23s, just pop up there on my phone. Hopefully that'll pop through. I think Idiguchi's playing tonight. I'm almost certain Shaughnessy, or as Bielsa likes to call him, Shaughnessy. Makes him sound a lot more exotic, man. I love it. Yeah, and I'll touch some more on Bielsa anyway. Sorry, I digress. So yeah, tomorrow we've got the Capital One Cup. Listen, I want us to do well in every competition. If we were to go out, I wouldn't be that bothered. But ultimately, I don't think we will. I think we'll beat Bolton at home. You know, players that are going to come into the side. I think Bielsa touched on it in his press conference earlier. You're looking at Jansen's going to be stepping in. You know, he's better than the two centre-backs that have been playing. So we're going to be strong there. Probably Jansen, Cooper, I reckon. We might still see Phillips. You've got Jack Harrison's going to come in. Lewis Baker. Lewis Baker's more than competent in the number 10 for me. Might not be as good as Saiz, but coming in, let me check. Sam Dalby, 2-0 actually. Sam Dalby was the scorer for the under-23s. Yeah, so sorry, you've then got Bamford. He's to come in. I think he'll want to score. He looked to be trying a little bit too hard, a little bit off the pace against Derby, and ended up getting himself a yellow. So I think he'll be eager to get on the score sheet against Bolton. You've got Jamie Shackleton, who's just signed a new deal. Didn't look out of place when he came on. Bielsa's had a lot of positive words to say about him. And also listening to the Phil Hay podcast earlier on, I believe both Redford and Monk spoke well of Jamie Shackleton, so we're going to be seeing a lot more of him. It's just another youth product off the long line of youth that comes through Leeds United. We seem to be blessed in that department, in my opinion. We do really well. In terms of incomings, because it's gone a bit quiet, rightly so, because we're doing so well, I think we're still looking at a centre-back. As far as I know, there's an offer on the table for Pennington. It's whether or not Everton are willing to let him come, knowing he might not get a lot of game time, not be a regular starter, because I believe, from what Phil says, that Pennington wants to come back. I can't see why he wouldn't. It's an awesome place to play football. We've got Mint fans home and away, and he knows people at the club. He's probably forged friendships. He'll want to come back, but I do believe Wigan and that are interested. So it's, I guess the ball's in Everton's court, but there is an offer there. I think that might get done. And then Phil seemed to change tact a little and mention a winger. I know they've been after a centre midfielder, but I think Bielsa seems happy in that department now, especially with how well Cleach has done. Since, you know, Forshaw's injury, you've got Forshaw to come back. Phillips is in there. I think he likes. I think he thinks a lot of Shaughnessy as well. So we'll see. I think a winger seems to be the order of the day at the minute, and Phil seemed confident that by the end of August we will have 2 new players in the door, and it can only make us stronger, right? I think Bielsa sort of confirmed that fact as well in his press conference, saying that was always the plan, and they want to go ahead with that plan. So I think we'll see that. There's been a lot come out as well, a lot of mentions about us being favourites now for the league after 2 games. To that I say, fuck you. I don't want to be touted as that. It's nice to see, don't get me wrong, but again, I've made the mistake before of getting, you know, counting your eggs before they're hatched or whatever it is. I'd rather not. I just want us to plod along nicely, keep picking up points. Rotherham on Saturday, early score predictions 5-0 to the mighty Leeds, but you know, maybe I'm getting a bit carried away, and I think the bookies are, and a lot of the pundits are, you know. So for me, let's just carry on. And Bielsa's much like that. He gets asked questions all the time, and he's very much, listen, I'm not going to predict anything. It is what it is, and I think that's how we should remain. Just go about it quietly. But yeah, happy days being even up there, but for me, I don't, you know, it's not for me. I touched on Shackleton getting a new deal. That's awesome. I tell you, like I say, if you get a chance, have a listen to the press conference that was on earlier. He spoke well of Jamie, and I'm excited to see more of him, as I touched on earlier. There was a funny part which I wanted to shout out in the press conference as well, when Phil here had mentioned about us being touted as favourites, and how Bielsa dealt with that, and he spun out a question. He turned around to Phil and he said, do you remember where Leeds were after 23 games in half of the season? Yeah. And Phil says, oh, 6th. And he goes, no, I think it was 4th. I don't know, I haven't checked, I probably should have researched it, but I just think it was class, the fact that Bielsa has that sort of insight and is able to just fire that off straight away. The fact that, hang on a minute, you know, you were 4th last season after 23 games, you ended up 13th. It is what it is. So you know, he's keeping everyone's feet on the ground, and that's how we should be, so let's not get carried away, I guess. So yeah, just again, massive thank you. You know, I had a hell of a lot of comments on my videos. We're getting a lot of likes, a lot of views, so top marks for that. Just remember to hit subscribe. That's all I'm asking. What I do want to ask as well, I reached out to Newell's Old Boys Twitter. Turns out it wasn't their official Twitter, and I was just speaking to some random guy. But I want a shirt. I'm after a shirt. So any Argentinian fans out there, or any Newell's Old Boys fans that can help, shout up. Same with a Chile shirt. I think I want, you know, a nice Chile shirt here, a Newell's Old Boys shirt there, just for the wall. Because like I say, Bielsa, he's lauded in Chile, and definitely with the Newell's Old Boys fans. Correct me if I'm wrong, the stadium's named after him, and I dare say if he gets us to the promised land in the form that we're going, you know, he's going to be lauded in Yorkshire as well, you know, in the west of Yorkshire, in Leeds. So, you know, we're all passionate about the guy. So anyone that can help with the shirt, let me know. I believe that the Newell's Old Boys Club shop don't ship to the UK, so if any of you can help me, an old shirt even, one that you don't use, give me a shout on Twitter at Wainman Joe, or on Twitter at Leeds TV, and you know, I'd love to have that on board, and I'll give you a shout out if we can get that done. So that'd be great. What I want to do, back to the old classic paper and pen, is just respond to some of the comments that you've left on the videos, and you know, positive and negative. Get them in, because you know, it helps us get better, and it's a channel from the fans for the fans, and what I'm saying is, if we get a lot of comments and stuff like this in, then we can always do it after the weekend's games, before we do the dream team. We can always just, I can respond to the comments, you know what I mean, and it gets yous involved. I think it's good. So first of all, Cameron Finley, Omi Zeno, Clive Bindi and Jacob Farr all mentioned Bailey Peacock-Farrell. They said I went for him a bit too strong. You know, maybe I am being harsh, you know, after hearing your comments and looking at it again, maybe I am being harsh, but it's a game full of opinions. And for me, he seemed to flap it, regardless of whether or not he's seen it late. I think it was straight down the pipe. For me, he should have saved it. It was a bit of a knuckleball, the Cristiano Ronaldo special, but for me, it should have been saved. But you know, I take it on board. I wasn't hammering him. I'm sorry if it came across like that. I like Bailey. I do want to see Blackman. That's just a fact, and we'll see him tomorrow at Bolton. Had that been him, you know, I think he might have saved it. He's a big lad, he's a big unit, he's taller. I don't know, we'll never know. But yeah, I just want to say I wasn't, you know, hammering him. Matthew Manzuick, he mentions, you know, as Kimaru, for example, that, you know, there was wind that maybe West Brom were gonna bid 7 million, and I think not just yourself, Matthew, but me included, and a lot of Leeds fans would have snapped their hands off. We'd have took that 7 million. I thought it was crazy that he was being linked for that sort of money. But now look at him, and like Matthew said, you know, you'd be looking at double that come the end of the season if he carries on in this vein. We do have a history as well of our top guy up top doing well, and if we don't go up, you know, we end up losing him. Chris Wood, McCormack, Becky, all that sort of Beckford. We do have a history of that, but hopefully this time it'll be different, and we'll be taking Roof up to the Prem with us. Whether or not you can do it there is a different thing. But you're right, Matthew, the fact that the majority of us Leeds fans would have bitten his hand off for that sort of money just shows the Bielsa effect. I was listening to TalkSport this morning, actually, to be fair, and that dinosaur, Sam Allardyce, tried to say, regardless of what any player says, no manager can improve you. The players around you can improve you, but ultimately you are who you are. You know, these players that say Pep does this, Pep does that. He tried to say that, you know, the player's the player, it's just the players around you, so therefore you need to buy in order to make people better, and the players around you make you better. That's bullshit, and we've seen that at Ellen Road, and I tweeted Big Sam, you know, anyway, I'm getting off. He's just pissed me off, Big Sam, on about that anyway, but yeah, it is what it is. Anyone on Twitter will have seen, I think quite a lot of people, you know, got involved in the conversation, Cuntosaurus, Dinosaurus, all that sort of stuff, so if you get a chance, pop on Twitter, have a read. Rob McKinty says, what a performance. Also asked if I've got AJT's number. Look at the state of Borough. Do you know, I was texting my mate earlier on because he said he would come and do a video with me. He's a Borough fan. And he turned around and said, mate, I'm pissed off with Borough. I don't want to do it. He said the football's terrible. And you can imagine it being like that under Pulis. So let AJT, let them Borough boys crack on with their football. 31st of August, remember he said that to me. The way we're playing at this moment, I can't wait. You know, one of my other friends, actually, I forget, a lad called Callum Dalton, Borough fan, text me. He said, you Leeds boys need to calm down a bit and give the rest of us a chance. So I was like, again, I'm trying to keep it, like, keep it low down this time. Normally I'd be waxing, you know. But I said to him, we look good, right? And he was like, scarily good. Like, so let them Borough fans do what they're doing. Let the rest of the Championship do what they're doing. And let's keep it Leeds, yeah. Derby fans, so there was quite a lot of Derby fans on there, and respect to them for getting involved. Someone said, you know, you're the best team in the league by far. It's only 2 games, but we do look good. And another one said, carry on playing like that all season, you're guaranteed to go up. We all believe it in here. I believe it in here, sorry, but my head tells me not to. But thanks for the Derby fans for getting involved. Jim Howson said, getting the legs out for the girls. As if the face isn't enough, I've got to show them the legs as well. You're right, mate, but it is for a female audience. Don't know whether or not there's any females watching this, but yeah, if you want to see more of my legs, just let me know. I'll wear some like tighter shorts or some cycling shorts. It's up to you. Might even do a little twirl. Now I'm joking, but yeah, whatever tickles your fancy, Jim. Useful Idiot. He said we need to get guests on. Get guests on the vlog, get guests and we'll have a chat with them. So I'm putting this out to you, useful idiots. Get on Twitter at Wainman Joe, send me a DM, and you can come. You can come and sit in the hot seat with the boy, and we'll have a little chat about football. We can analyse the week or whatever. So I would love that, man. Like I say, I asked my friend, he's a diehard Borough fan, he's quite passionate like myself. I want that, I would love that. So useful idiots, whoever you are, get involved, send me a message and you can come. And let's do that. And then Stephen Surtees made a good point actually after the performance. And I think again he didn't get as many plaudits after the first game as Pablo Hernandez. I missed him out and he's been great. And you know why that is, Stephen? I think because it's just what we expect from him. You are right. He probably goes missing because doesn't get as many plaudits because it's just what we expect from him. He's an absolute legend. I have nothing but respect for him, top pro, and he has been minty right. So, yeah, good shout out, Stephen, for mentioning that. And then James B. he hopes that, you know, us Leeds fans, if it did start to go wrong, wouldn't turn on him like we did with TC. I think one thing I will say in regard to that, I think they would. We wouldn't be as quick to turn, and the reason that is because it's evident Bielsa's an awesome coach. He's world renowned. Everyone speaks highly of him. I think when you have unknowns or people who haven't done as well, like Heckingbottoms, like TCs, like Feckin Hockaday, Uwe Rosler even, Darko Milinic, all these coaches we've had, scraping the barrel, some of them, let's be honest. I think we turn on them because we know really they're not the man for the job. They haven't got the gravitas to be able to take us forward, and I genuinely feel if it did start to go a little bit wrong, or we lost a few on the bounce under Bielsa, we would still stay strong, because we know we're not idiots. Not all of us anyway, but we're not idiots, so I think we know that Bielsa, you know, he's got to be the man, hasn't he? I, for one, anyway, I mean, you can quote me on this because I might be back later on in the season going mental, but I think we're smart enough to know that, you know what, you can't really question Bielsa, not at this moment in time anyway, with what he's shown us so far. But yeah, that's it, really. Make sure them comments keep coming in though. After Bolton review, for example, there's something I've missed or something you don't agree with, bang them in. Again, just want to shout out to the South American contingent. I've been absolutely blown away with that, and I know the guys at All Leeds TV have as well. There's been a lot of positive comments for both myself and Oscar, so keep them coming. And remember, I want a Newell's Old Boys shirt and a Chile shirt, so if you've got it, South American guys, send it in. And I'll even try learn a bit of Spanish for you. Hola and café con leche. I know that much when I went to Barcelona last year. And what else is there? Oh, adios. So yeah, adios guys. I will see you tomorrow for the All Leeds TV Dream Team. And then we've also, I don't know if I'll post it up after, it'll probably be too late, so I'll probably post up my review of the Bolton game on Wednesday. But keep it Leeds, marching on together. Leeds, Leeds, Leeds. Adios, guys.